Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Last Days of Europe with me, Alpha Pi Omega and Greater Germanic Reich. So in the last episode we have decided to take the model colony, whatever that is, and we got an event called Chaos in Ostland. Schmidt's shoes clacked against the wood floor as he made his way to Speer's office. As he stepped inside, he could tell Speer was expecting him. He had been watching the door already. With a quick salute, he began. My Führer, as you know, Ostland is still engulfed in conflict. Their factions are still locked in combat with each other, 6 of them at start. That number has since been reduced. Speer nodded. Is there anyone within that mess we can work with? Yes, my Führer, Speer perked up at that, his eyes widening. Andreas Meyer Landrut, a major industrialist in the region. Is that the one? In Reichskommissariat Ostland? No, that's Stekla. This guy. So that's the Vereinigte Ostlandliga. Andreas Meyer Landrut, a major industrialist in the region, has led a faction of reformists through the struggle. He's held his own quite well. Currently, he is the only faction I believe we could truly negotiate with. Speer smiled. Perfect. Organize an intervention. We'll move in, secure the region, and then take over for the man. It will run like clockwork. Of course, my Führer, Schmidt said with a smile on his face. It seemed both men were quite pleased with this result. So are we going to war? Greater Germanic Reich declares war. Oh, okay. That's a bit unexpected, but thank God we have units in the area. So we declare war on General Bezirkletland. So that's this one. Reichskommissariat Ostland. Because war on SS Oberabschnitt Ostland. Okay, that's this one. And gains they made ready for war. And Greater Germanic Reich declares war on Reichskommissariat Ostland. Vereinigte Ostlandliga rejoins Einheitspakt. Okay. So we'll just move both of these infantry armies there and see what we can do. Cool. So let's do it. So you guys can actually move to the same area. Wait, are we at war with these guys as well? Yep. Okay. So your army, the 1st Infantry Army, will have a goal of taking this one. Can start with that. Oh dang it, that's... God damn it. Okay, so no, you guys will have an offensive line here. And you can just go. And you guys are the 2nd Infantry Army. And you're gonna have a border over here and offensive line like this, and you're gonna go as well. So this is gonna be easy. Go, go, go. And what is this? Arrow wings for... Yeah, I don't think we need arrow wings for that. So, if you haven't watched the last episode somehow, we are 4 days from funding the arrow cross. So hopefully that's gonna give us 2 points and then not 3. If it gives us 3, we are screwed. If it gives us 2, we have 1. We just finished a research of Industry Management 4. Amazing job. So where was it? Industry Management 4 here. The next one is 1970. We can get the Consumer Goods Production Efficiency 4, which will increase Consumer Goods Production Factor by 2%. Another good thing. Oh no, that pulled our volunteer forces from there. Well, on the other hand, I mean, they kind of got it already. So let's instead do what we didn't want to do before. And broken mirrors. Let's send them. We can send them gun shipments. Okay, let's send them gun shipments. Our stability dropped because we are at war. Okay. Let's get small propaganda effort as well, so that we increase our stability and reduce the protests. And let's look at this. Broken mirrors. The Reichskanzlei was dark. The silent corridors and empty offices were an almost eerie sight. Long shadows cast by the moonlight and pitch-black corners, but a single light dispelled this ominous atmosphere. Helmut Schmidt was still in his office, working on the latest diplomatic document. When he realized he had long since passed the closing hour, he was very tired and perhaps just a bit tipsy from the liquor he drank to keep himself awake. With a yawn, he turned off the light and looked from the window at the sleeping Germania. How different it was from Hamburg, so big, so strange. Still thinking about his home, he made to leave the office, but perhaps by chance he looked at the mirror near the room's entrance and wished he had never done it. His figure was dark, but a single moon ray illuminated the very thing that he didn't want to see. The red band with the swastika, symbol of all members of the NSDAP, including him. Disgust crept from his feet at that cursed thing and at himself for wearing it every single day. He immediately went to remove it, as if it burned, but stopped when he heard a voice. "Why are you trying to remove it?" His own reflection told him, sneering in the dark mirror. "You can't lie to yourself. You like it. Admit it." After a moment of complete befuddlement, he replied, anger flowing from his voice. "I don't. I'm doing it for everyone. To build a better tomorrow. Oh no. No. "Liar," the shadow replied as they took shape behind him, a severe visage so similar to him. "Father? Look at what you have done, Helmut," Gustav Ludwig Schmidt said, disappointment heavy in his aged features. "You live among them, smile at them, shake their hands. You betrayed us. You are no son of mine." I'm doing it for—" "Liar!" screamed his father. "Liar!" laughed his reflection. "Liar, liar, liar!" cried 1,000 shadows swirling around him. With a loud crash, the mirror went into pieces when Schmidt threw his briefcase at it, and suddenly the spell broke. Trembling, crying, the diplomat looked around himself in fear, but only silence met his gaze. He fell to his knees, hugging himself, repeating the same phrase, as if he could shield him from everything. "I'm doing it for everyone. I'm doing it for everyone. Damn. That is insane. Okay, so you guys are doing it. Okay, I think it might... Well, I mean, we're losing fuel. The Black League unifies West Siberia. Scattered news had escaped the wastes of the West Siberia, whispering of the shadowy Black League unification of the region. An apparent breakaway of the defunct West Siberian People's Republic, the Black League's mission statement is to rebuild Russia in order to protect the people from further German aggression. With the League's founder, Dmitry Karbyshev, dead shortly before the outbreak of the German Civil War, his student Dmitry Yazov now leads the young statelet. Promising a return to pre-war quality of life, Yazov enjoys great popularity, and his military reforms suggest a strong emphasis on the reunification of Russia. With the League's back to the Urals, and with Central Siberia seemingly looming ever close, the future of the region seems uncertain and turbulent. Ominous. 8 for the present. So, conservative... okay, so we lost, but we would have lost either way. There's no point. So, they got the first round, unfortunately. Okay, So we finished the 8 for the present and opened the ports. Our GDP growth will increase by 0.75. Okay, let's start with this one. 8 for the present. No amount of idealism can address the dire situation that most of German citizens find themselves in. The Reich is a complete wreck. Not even our core territories were safe in this era of strategic bombing and long-range missiles. The Bürgerkrieg is over, but our people are still dying from disease and starvation. This tragedy cannot continue on German soil. Our Führer, filled with compassion for the deprived and misfortunate, has decreed by Führer directive the immediate establishment of a general aid program to end the suffering of the people. Food, medicine, water and electricity are all in short supply in many regions. The Wehrmacht will assist with the distribution of supplies by truck, railway and airplane, while their pioneer divisions will make short work of demolition and construction work. Every German, big and small, will come together to rebuild the beloved home. So poverty rate will begin to improve, and we get an event. And this is the first one that will start to help us with the GDP. Now, I was thinking, wait, where is the poverty? Is it here? No, the poverty was under economy? Yeah, social. The ranks of the poor grew by 12.7 million. Okay, GDP per capita is increasing, but poverty is now at 57% or something. Great, we're doing great. Okay, our units are fighting, moving. Reichskommissariat Ostland has defeated Generalbezirk Lettland as the battle for control of Ostland rages on. The towns have been clipped. And volunteer forces, yeah, we have retrieved the volunteer forces, unfortunately. But I think we've done our share and this ought to be fine. Yeah, they're winning this, so no longer needed. Lost protection units, huh? What? No, they're not. The humanitarian crisis. Though the war is over, still the fatherland suffers. To speak of the scars of war is erroneous. Germany is rent apart, with the lifeblood of the nation dripping endlessly from gruesome gaping wounds. To deal only with the scars would be a comparative luxury. Instead, we find ourselves cleaning up after one of the worst civil wars in European history. Not since the 30 Years' War has Germany been so thoroughly devastated and deprived. In every city, lines of citizens awaiting their rations stretch from block after block. Electricity is still completely cut off in several large areas, rendering much of our infrastructure useless and communication across the nation impossible. In regions where the fighting was most intense, even running water is a rarity. Living standards were already low before the Bürgerkrieg, now they are virtually non-existent. To alleviate this unprecedented humanitarian crisis, the Führer and his government have greenlit the immediate distribution of stored supplies to the people. Anything the military has no use for will also be bundled into this aid package. Food, water, medicine, fuel. If it has value and is not a weapon, the people need it. Of all the tragedies to befall Germany, none could possibly surpass the current situation. Enough of this nonsense talk of austerity and Spartanism. Germany cries out for salvation, and the Führer will deliver it unto them, no matter the opposition. Such is his love for the people. Thank you, my Führer. Okay, so our units are moving. This is not what I wanted. I wanted to extend the line here, but the game is... Okay, now it will allow me to. Good. Go, go, go. Okay, our forces are advancing here semi-automatically. Not a real issue. Go, go, go. We could send these units if we wanted to. But I'm thinking we might not. Actually, let's switch you to the new operations group. We're missing the helicopters, I know. I know, not much we can do with that. I'll drill you nonetheless. Okay, I think you guys can actually attack here easily. Yeah. They have no equipment, nothing. Okay, this is also going well. So we can be left alone with it. I hate that we lost this. That's so stupid. Such a bad luck. I mean, it was 50-50, so... But for the Italians, it seemed to have gone really well. We need to win at least 3 more rounds. National focus completed. Open the ports. For a long time, our ports have been... for a long time, our ports have seen few ships belonging to nations outside the Einheitspact. The mutual embargoes between ourselves and every other global power helped us demonstrate our economic strength in the past, but now their price has become apparent. When the economic crash first hit, the lack of imports and exports was a serious blow, but the Bürgerkrieg's devastation has stripped away any credibility that autarky retained. Germany is the mightiest nation on earth, but we cannot allow its suffering to continue any longer than necessary. Though the conservatives still balk at the notion, we must open our ports to international trade and let the world know that our people are in need of aid. There is no shame in admitting that the German bleeds like any other race. It does not infringe on the glory of superiority of our nation. We are only being realistic. Why should we turn away help if it's offered in good faith? So this should actually jump our GDP by 1.7, not 0.7, because we had an extra bonus. No. I guess it doesn't work. Base rate. Base multiplier. Oh, but you know, we're starting to see some economic movement. So let's continue with this. Mistakes of the past. Administrative efficiency. All who fought. Shown their crimes. Base stability. Regime stability. Increases pensions. Let's go with the promises for the future. And doctrines are available. The naval ones. So we have the Blue Water Navy, and now we can modern Kantai-Kessen or global fleet distribution. Naval hit chance. Hidden arms. To be able to maintain global hegemony, we must be within arm's reach of every continent. Our fleet will never tire in their patrol of the oceans, stationed at far-flung bases across the world. Mutual exclusive. The Kantai-Kessen, or decisive battle doctrine, is the strategy of eliminating the enemy navy in a quick, decisive battle, which the IGN used successfully in the last war. Though technology has changed, the rules of naval combat still apply. Nope, I'm gonna go with global distribution. The decisive battle doctrine is interesting and it's fun, but it's way beyond anything that I would dream of. Okay. So construction is continuing, that's good. Okay, turn 1 is going to end now. Unfortunately for us with our loss. Okay. So now we're back. with turn number 2. So what do we have here as options? Deploy our agents. 2 to 4 points. Exploit family ties. 1 to 4 points. And 2 to 3 points here. Okay, so we're gonna keep the bribe the locals. And we need to... Well, let's deploy the agents. We need to get to ideally 8. No, 7. We need to get to 7, so we need a lucky draw here. It's production units. Still? I don't think so, but whatever the game claims, I guess, could be true. Oh hey! What an awesome thing to see. The Kazakh Soviet Socialist Republic has defeated the National Republic of October in a war. Okay, and here we go. Now you guys are gonna be moved into here. We just gained Riga, which gave us an extra dockyard. Good. I haven't checked the Navy. Have we finished? No, we haven't finished a single ship. No, actually we did. Okay. So let's unite these two fleets. You are going to be led by Admiral Top? Really? No, Heinrich Lehmann. Heinrich Lehmann is... Actually, no, not Heinrich Lehmann. Seawolf Spotter, Air Controller, Submarine Attack, Gunner Expert. Damn, these are guys all focused on subs. Cruiser Captain. Okay, let's go with Gunther Wilter, and you guys are gonna get Erich Topf. And let's send you out to drill. And let's send you out to drill. It's probably gonna take some fuel away from us. Ulrich de Mazière falls ill. Okay, that's unfortunate. 1964 Tokyo Olympics Games comes to an end. The first Olympic Games to be held in Asia, the 1964 Summer Olympics, have now concluded. Opening itself up to the world, Japan took every opportunity to showcase its growing technological might. The game being the first to be telecast internationally, with over 70% of the population viewing Emperor Hirohito officially open the games. International admirers have praised Tokyo itself, especially its modernizing efforts crowned with the newly put into service bullet train transportation attendees around the city. The United States claimed the most success this time around, winning 46 gold medals. 46 gold medals, followed by the Japanese Empire with 22 gold medals, and Italy with 18. Noticeable absent from the entry of the Olympic Games were teams from Germany, South Africa, and England due to ongoing conflicts. Tokyo has left quite an impression. Promises for the future. No further delays can be afforded. Though Speer's conservative backers still hesitate, the Führer recognizes that he must act immediately to suppress dissent, begin the process of reform, and satisfy his supporters. We must waste no time implementing the groundwork for all future legislation and reorganization of the Reich. The Reichstag will not be the means by which this is done, however. Formal legislative efforts will have to wait until the NSDAP is firmly under the Führer's control. For now, we should instead focus on spreading Speerite influence far and wide, assisting trusted men to position of authority and important bureaucratic offices. That sounds a lot like nepotism. Reform will only be achieved through careful consideration and planning. You can't bludgeon your way through bureaucracy. Political power plus 50. So now let's go to all who worked, and then to all who served. Oh, speaking of which, I can actually put 2 more factories on the cruiser. Well, dockyards, not factories. Okay.
Angetreten. Befehle. Achtung. Angetreten.
Come on, you're supposed to go here.
Achtung.
There's not even any enemy in there fighting.
Angetreten. Bereit.
Go, go, go. Go, go, go. So 4 days in here. Go, go. What about the state of the Reich? Campaign in progress. Progressing. Okay, we are at conservative 9 points. That's good. Stability of the regime is 69%. So let's go with token political promises to increase the stability of the regime. The change to come. Theodor Oberwender sat in a chair facing the most powerful man in Europe. Albert Speer sat at a desk facing a legislator who irritated him to his core. Neither man particularly liked his company. My Führer, Oberwender began, boldly yet deferentially. Surely you are not truly considering repealing the Nuremberg laws? The party would riot, and so would the corporations. Such a drastic action so quick after the war seems to me somewhat unwise. Speer eyed the president of the Reichstag. What was he getting at? Herr Oberwender, I am sure you know where my support base is drawn from. The Nuremberg system of racial discrimination has done nothing but weaken the Reich. For years, Oberwender had been just as harshly critical of the Nuremberg laws as the reformers. Had he fully succumbed to the party line just despite Speer? My Führer, you misunderstand. I do not propose that we continue the policy, only the laws behind it. Oberwender withdrew a folder of which he slid across the table to Speer. Enclosed, my Führer, you will find several reports from myself on the heritage of the Eastern European population. At the time of the Nuremberg laws, these were widely considered Slavic, inferior peoples. However, this research has shown that a higher proportion than previously known is in fact of Nordic stock, and as such, of proper Aryan genealogy. Speer nodded, suddenly understanding the president's suggestion. If this report were to come to light, the Nuremberg laws may need to be taken under a period of review. During this period, of course, the persecution of undermention will need to be temporarily halted to ensure no Aryans are unwittingly harmed. Speer eyed the president of the Reichstag. Perhaps Oberwender was more crafty than Speer had given him credit for. Regime stability is increased by 2.5%, and propaganda campaign has ended. Okay, so that is good to know that we will get an actual reminder like this. So now let's launch the campaign. Yet again. Okay, so our units are advancing. They're advancing here as well. Let's go to Riga and from Riga to Reval. We don't really need any more delays. Okay, speed it up. I'm really surprised that these guys, Reichskommissariat Ostland, is still resisting us.
Befehle. Ausrücken.
There's literally no one there anymore.
Angetreten.
Did they base their hover on? No faction. Oh wait, is this the one? Ah, okay, that's the one big nation. Okay, so they had some... Ah, gotcha. So they were split apart. The same is in the north and in south. Okay, gotcha. The Committee for the Liberation of the Peoples of Russia has conquered the Aryan Brotherhood in the struggle for the fate of Russia. There remains some justice in the Russian anarchy. And to all who worked, victory in the Bürgerkrieg was won not only by our generals and their brave troops, but by the ordinary men and women toiling away in the factories of the Rhineland day and night. Those who could not fight still found a way to commit themselves to the rightful Führer's war effort. Rewards in line with those granted to the troops are in order. Pensions for life, tax breaks, and decorations for service to the nation. We must not forget those whose lot it was to work regardless. Due to our heartland in the war being the Rhineland, millions of slaves fell under our jurisdiction. Though they could have taken the risk against our army and their guards, they continued their important work with renewed vigor thanks to the Führer's promises. Though there were always a few radicals who had to be dealt with, the majority of slaves performed admirably, no doubt buoyed by the respectful and humane approach of our kind Führer. Any other self-proclaimed Führer would have worked these unfortunates to death in the pursuit of victory. Their loyalty to the Reich has been decisively proven and should be rewarded. The Rhineland slaves will be reorganized into the Führer's own loyal labor divisions. They will be granted better housing, higher quality rations, less oversight, and can expect particularly favorable treatment when the time comes to implement the Führer's labor reforms. Perhaps we should even open up general promotion to these divisions, given appropriate behavior. So we get extra further political power, regime stability is increased, we spend some money, but slightly increase pensions policy effect. And now we can go with to all who fought. But we're gonna deal with that in the next episode. And let's actually end this one by the Italo-German game. Yes, okay, exploit family ties or bribe locals. Well, I guess we're gonna bribe the locals. With a bit of luck, we're gonna get 3 points and end up at 10. With bad luck, we would end up with 9 and have a draw. In which case we could go with a sort of a drastic measure of maybe playing hand with exploit family ties, but we'll see. We'll either end up with 9 or 10. So, anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Nice, okay. So the conflict in South Africa is, the Krieg in Süden is gonna end soon, which makes me happy. And so will the Krieg im Ostland, where we are actually doing pretty good. Yeah, you guys are really not doing much here, so let's just take this and then I'm gonna send you to this area to fight as well. Cool, things are looking pretty darn good. The GDP is still awful, but the debt to GDP has dropped below 100%. That's amazing. And our expenses are pretty good. Yeah, we're still having a yearly surplus. That's amazing. I could maybe go with the science expenditures, research speed, and yeah, okay, let's go with research speed, and that's gonna also fix the issue that we had with the policy, because the facilities were dropping and we need to get them higher. and actually would like to get advanced research facilities or cutting-edge research facilities, and this investment is going to make that possible. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode.